Mark went to Rent-A-Center, spent $3,500 on TVs, computers, cell phones, leather couches, furniture. He equipped his trailer like he was the man. Or so the folks at Rent-A-Center thought. What really happened is when the delivery truck showed up that day, they dropped everything off right outside of his home, and Mark said, "I'll bring everything in, don't worry about it." Well, let's just say that Mark had a sign in his kitchen that said, "Garage sale," and he brought it outside, and he sold all of his new assets to his neighbors. Mark pocketed about $400 from assets that had previously cost him $3,500. Mark is an entrepreneur. Mark is also an adult with special needs. And what Mark didn't realize is he was solving a problem, the problem of employment for adults with special needs. He had a lack of income. How many people here have a job where you earn more than $3.75 an hour? Anybody? Yeah? Well, if you did earn just $3.75 an hour, you would be in the top 5% of income earners if you had disabilities. The top 5%, you would be the richest person with disabilities if you were earning $3.75 an hour. Now let's just simply look in your pockets. Imagine living on less than $3.75 an hour. Social Security, around $500 a month. The whole world tells you you're handicapped. The whole world tells you you're stupid, you're retarded. My name is Rob Nicholson. I'm passionate about being the leading employer in the world for people with disabilities. And how do I do that? Many different ways. I've tried many different companies. Many have failed. I'm still working on it. It's a big, big goal. What I'm doing right now is I'm opening up retail stores where I employ people with disabilities to work in the stores. And the products that they sell in the stores were all made by people with disabilities in sheltered workshops across the country. I run a nonprofit company. I don't want to run a nonprofit company, but I run a nonprofit company. I'm 501c3 tax exempt, and Evan, I'd like to have lunch tomorrow, just so you know, buddy. I wish that weren't so. I'm not sure how much you guys have heard about the nonprofit community, but when the IRS gives an organization a letter that says you don't ever have to pay taxes, they're not big fans of giving out those letters. And so they scrutinize any 501c3 tax-exempt company. They pay close attention. And if you have earned income, you're actually collecting dollars, you get even more attention. So if anybody here works at the IRS, or if anybody at home sees this who works there, we're good here. But it's hard to create change when you're dealing with the handcuffs of just our government and our society, the way that it is set up today. I'm not unleashed to create jobs. I'm not incentivized to do it. I don't have the tools that I need because of bureaucracy and government. I would love to be able to operate a corporation that doesn't require me to have all these filings and all these reports and just completely tie my hands. When I think about my life and my goals and my mission, I know that what I'm passionate about is people with disabilities, special needs, right? I love them. They're my people. Why are they my people? That's a great question. So when I was 9 years old, I was in a private school, and I was the top of my class. Everything in the world was going right for me. Everything was wonderful. And then there was one of those changes where I went to a public school, and I had to move, and I lost all of my connections in the private school now I'm in the public school, and I had 0 friends, and nobody liked me. I was the man when I was in private school, and now I'm in public school, and I thought I would be the man again, and I wasn't. I was at the bottom. I had no friends. And so the only people who actually spent time with me were adults with special needs. My mom was a home health care worker. So I ended up getting to know the families and the individuals who she worked with every day. They became my tennis partner, my swimming buddy. We went to the movies. We built model cars, which I learned if you're ever going to spend a day with an adult with special needs and you're going to build model cars, make sure that you pick an easier one first. You can spend a long time working on a stealth bomber, which I think I still have in my closet, just for the record. But the approach to them from me is one of acceptance and love, because that's what they gave me when nobody else would. When people said I was a ginger and pale and nobody wanted to be my friend, they were there. They loved me, they accepted me, and guess what? They're human beings. They were made the same way that you were made. They were born the same way that you were born. They had parents, they have lives, they have hopes, they have dreams, they have aspirations, just like you do. They see television, they see all the images, they see the ads. They're people, and they just want a fair shot. Guess what? Most people, the society doesn't give them that fair shot. We need to embrace opportunities for them, and guess what? If they can do it, you can do it. Now, part of what I want to show you today is not just, it's easy for us to look at Tony and say, Tony, solve all of our problems. You've been really successful. Take all that money and sprinkle it around and let's just make this whole world a better place. Isn't that great, Tony? Come on, just get your little dust and sprinkle it and let's go. You know, it's easy to look at Tony and say, well, why hasn't Tony fixed this? Well, why hasn't this happened? Well, what's the government doing? That's easy, right? What about you guys? What about the bottom? What about the people who are, you're right on the ground, your feet are on the ground. It's you guys who need to step up. It's you guys who need to start working, holding yourselves accountable, working in partnerships, collaborating, coming up with ideas, solving problems, failing again, failing one more time just because the last 2 were so much fun, seeing what can happen. I have a great concern I want to share with all of you. Does anybody here have a child or a niece or a nephew or, you know, some child you've interacted with who's probably under the age of 10 years old? You guys know someone who's under the age of 10 years old? Yeah, guess what? These kids are growing up with high-speed internets, okay? I didn't even have dial-up when I was their age. They've got access to information that we never had. So we've got to work harder because they're going to want to know why. Why did we do this? Why didn't we do that? When are we going to step up? They're going to know that we didn't. They're going to know they have access to information that we never would have imagined. So we're going to be held accountable by the next generation. They're going to catch us. They're going to call us on it. We can't hide anymore. It's out there. Your Facebook wall, your Twitter post, everything is going to create that record. And so the time is not to put the responsibility on Tony. The time is to put the responsibility on yourself. This is your moment, Vegas. This is your moment. Grab it. Start working together. There is incredibly talented people here. You guys can start solving problems. Instead of thinking, you know, I have to have an MBA, or instead of thinking, I don't have the money, just start thinking about what problems there are and what innovative solutions you can come up with to solve them. You will, I guarantee you, somebody will see it and say, I can help that person. I'm passionate about that too. I know that we can do this. And then maybe it's a small thing like safety. You know, maybe we're going to walk people, you know, we're going to get our friends together and we're going to walk people safely to their cars every night in this part of town. You know, that's solving a problem. Now, in other worlds, that's a valet service. Maybe you can get paid for that. I don't know. I'm not ready for that yet. But I guarantee you that you can solve a problem and usually find some earned revenue model. And if not, you know, work on another problem. Talk to Evan. Maybe you can get a 501c3 and he'll help fund it. I don't know how much time I have. I have 5 minutes. Man, that's not enough time. I want to do something, and it takes a little bit of time, but I want to go really fast, okay? So I need you guys are all you're gonna help me out, right? You're on board for this? I don't have time for people to be shy. I need you guys to step up, all right? This is your moment. I'm sorry, cameraman, you're gonna hate this part of the show, okay? I need somebody who has a problem. If you know a problem in the downtown Vegas community, if you're aware of it, I need you to raise your hand or step up or come to the chair, whatever as fast as you can possibly do. Grab this opportunity. I'm not sure why I'm still talking and somebody isn't moving towards me right now. If you know of a problem in downtown Vegas, if you would move closer to me right now to give me some indication that we can solve this problem together, I would sincerely appreciate it. Thank you, Sean, for coming up here, man. It's nice to meet you. Sean, can you tell me about the problem that you've experienced?
Mental health services for the homeless.
Mental health services for the homeless. That is a fantastic problem. We encounter it across the United States. We don't have a solution. Do you have any ideas on a solution, Sean?
Yes.
To hit me. We're not here all day. That lady right there has got a clock. It's ticking. I got to move fast.
I would like to crowdsource the feeding of homeless so we can nourish them a little bit better and get them into a community.
So we need to give them access to better foods, improve their health. We're going to work together with other organizations.
Correct.
Correct. We need other organizations, don't we?
Yes.
That's serious, right?
Yes.
It's going to be very important.
Yes.
All right. So is there anybody out here who has ever worked at like a homeless shelter or maybe a soup kitchen? Listen, time is our ally right now. I need you to come up here. I want you to join Sean. Yeah, we're going to play a game. Anybody willing to pretend like you ever worked at a homeless shelter or volunteered at a soup kitchen? Come on. Yeah. So Sean, we're trying to take care of the homeless. What's your vision for somebody for the collaboration? Like, where are the challenges in getting these organizations to work together?
I think overall it doesn't seem profitable.
It's not profitable. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we run inefficient soup kitchens?
I think we do.
They're bad soup kitchens.
I believe that we don't grow the food locally.
It's not organic. It's not that healthy. People have probably donated it. It's not that good. What's your name?
Gisela.
Gisela. How are you, Gisela?
Good.
It's very nice to meet you. This is Sean. Hi. So Gisela, listen, you happen to run you worked at a soup kitchen?
I have.
Okay, so they're inefficient, aren't they?
Some of them, not all of them.
Not all of them are inefficient. Well, how do we get the ones who are efficient to help the ones who are inefficient so that Sean can realize his dream of solving the issues with mental health issues and food for homeless people?
Phone calls.
So we need to collaborate.
Yes.
We need to get them to talk to each other.
Yes.
So we need collaboration. We need people to listen and to engage.
We can't
So
do this by ourselves.
we cannot do it by ourselves. How much time do I have left? Like 30 seconds? Listen, 50 seconds?
1 minute, 50 seconds.
I want to know, Sean, do you have any friends?
I have a couple.
You have a couple. Anybody willing to step up here and be one of Sean's friends?
I do, and actually, I've had the perspective of having a mental health disorder for 30 years. I've dealt with the local mental health population here, and I'm currently involved in the crowdsourcing campaign, which is national.
Did you guys know each other before tonight?
No. Which made Mashable on Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's a coalition between Whole Kids Foundation and Whole Foods.
Well, you should stand closer to your friend.
Oh,
What's your name?
my name's Rick. I didn't
Rick.
have my name tag.
All right, that's okay, Rick.
If you go to Indiegogo.com/create change now, you'll see the Las Vegas component of 77 cities across the country that are crowdsourcing urban school and community gardens simultaneously.
Excellent.
The other thing I could tell you is the mental health consumer movement, like the National Empowerment Center in Boston, consumer peer organizations, including CAUSE, which is part of the state of Nevada mental health system, is something I helped to ignite about 15 years ago. So part of this is really empowerment of the consumers themselves. And we can talk about it later because you only have
Yeah, I appreciate that, Rick. Thank you very much. How about a round of applause for my volunteers? Thank you very much, guys. Rick, you're quite the show stealer, my friend. Nicely done, sir. Guess what? We just connected two people who had a shared purpose, and we didn't even need Tony, right? We didn't need him. He didn't have to be a part of it. okay? We can work together without the assistance of all the people at the top. Everybody that feels like they don't have control of their life, they're not sure what they're going to do with their visions, they're not sure whether their dreams are ever going to be fulfilled. You don't need to start Zappos.com. All you need to do is start coming together, solving problems. I guarantee you, you'll change the world. My name's Rob Nicholson. It's absolutely been my honor and pleasure to share my story and my thoughts with you. Thank you very much. I'll answer questions.